Hey, how you guys doing? This is Kaale, Cloud the Wanderer, and that was the intro of my guest, Kara Hardin. How you doing?
Good. Thanks
Yeah,
for having
thank
me.
you for yeah, no doubt. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you. And yeah, let's get to business. So how you got started into bodybuilding?
Um, is there a way to turn down the music you have playing? It's a little loud.
All right, hold on. I didn't know it was distracting. Let me take. This is good. You want me
It
to turn it
sounds
off?
the same. Fine.
Let me turn it off. I don't. If that's the
Okay.
case.
Good music
All
choice,
right.
though.
So as I was saying, like you're entering. You're gonna be competing in a show this coming May, right?
Just a
Hello.
second. There's still music playing here. I think this is coming. Yeah, see, I told you it was coming from my computer. I was like, where's this music coming
Uh,
from? Okay. Yeah, so I'm doing my first competition in May. I started bodybuilding about 4 years ago. But my fitness journey started like 10 to 12 years ago, like most people. But for a while I taught like group fitness classes and I got some personal training certifications, but mostly for my own knowledge because I just wanted to learn more. But after years of teaching the group classes, I realized that I wanted like something a little different. The classes were like very high rep and lighter weight. And so I found myself going to the gym like 2 times a day so I could try to do heavy lifting and teach the classes, and it just wasn't working out. So eventually I ended up I stopped teaching the classes and then just started doing the bodybuilding structure in my workouts and diet and stuff. So, and here I am today.
okay. Like what kind of? I'm sorry. What kind of classes were you teaching?
I taught the Les Mills formats. I taught body pump. And that was the class
Okay.
that I really wanted to teach because, like a lot of people, when I started out in the gym, I started out by taking group classes because you feel comfortable in those settings.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, like, man, these women, they can lift this weight and do all this. It's so awesome. I was like, that's what I want to be. And so eventually I got my Les Mills certification for body pump, which is hour-long choreographed weightlifting to
Yeah.
music. So to music. I also did a CX Works, which is now called something different, but it was a 30-minute ab class.
Mm.
And I loved that class. And then I also did Body Flow, which is also called something different now, but it was basically Tai Chi, yoga, and Pilates mixed into an hour class. So that one was
Oh,
really
okay.
cool. And then I also did the Live Strong program at the YMCA, teaching cancer survivors how to get back into exercise and get their strength back after cancer treatments and things like that.
Yeah,
So
that's interesting. Yeah. Like like did you see a lot of people improve on like doing the
oh
exercises?
yeah, the first day of class, everyone would show up, and we had a max of 12 people in a class, and there would be two instructors, so we could really focus on like six each. And the first day, or no, actually 2 days of class, we did was just assessments, like how far
Mm.
can you walk in 6 minutes, like what is your reach on this, how much weight can you lift on these machines, and teaching them, how to do it as we go as well. And then over the course there was always great improvements. Everybody loved the program. It was great.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And so like are you so you're not currently doing that now?
No, I'm not the YMCA anymore. I loved the YMCA. I actually continued to drive there for a whole year after I moved, and it was a 30-minute drive, even though
Okay.
I had all these gyms close to me, but it was just like my home, and I knew everybody there. And finally, I ended up switching to Gold's Gym just because it was closer, and they've actually closed down, so now it's a Crunch where that is. So I go to Crunch, but I do love Crunch though. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think at one point I did do the gym and it was because of my father because he's not really physically well right
Hmm.
now. and and so for some reason it didn't work out, and then I had to order money and stuff like that. So I said, forget it, and I
We're
didn't even
going to the
start yet. No, starting the gym, like going to the gym, like
uh-huh.
I was taking my dad because
Hmm.
physically he wasn't able to walk really good, and his health was a little bit decreasing, especially with like,
Hmm.
so I had to, so my mother wanted me to take him that, for somebody to work on his movements and stuff like that, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, I
But
had a couple clients like that. They were older in age that I worked with for a while. Just worked
yeah,
on stability and balance, things like that. But
yeah.
have any improvement going in?
Um, Technically, not really, but because he was in a rehab, and for like 3 months, and they was working with him, but it was a financial situation, so we had
Yeah,
to get him out. Yeah,
yeah, that's
that's
fine.
it. Yeah. So like today, I had to take him to the bank, and I had to use the wheelchair a
Hmm.
bit. Like even just taking an Uber, it's not very easy,
Yeah.
because sometimes the Uber people, they'll help me out to assess on
Hmm.
like putting them in the car and stuff like that. So it's a bit challenging. So yeah.
Yeah. So you don't go to the gym right now? Do you lift at all?
Well, I do meditation. I do
Hmm.
the like Falun Dafa. It's like a spiritual practice. There's like
Hmm.
5 exercises. It's qigong exercises, and it opens up the energy channels. They
Yeah.
have like the first exercise is like Buddha with 1,000 hands,
Yeah.
and that particularly it like stretches the like blockage in through blockage through your body, and
Oh,
opens up energy channels and stuff like that. Like I said before, with the energy channel,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and it has like a standing and a sitting meditation, and this is upper one, like the like exercise 3. It's
Like body weight movements.
you ever heard of qigong?
No, not that, but I've done Tai Chi before and I've
Yeah,
done yoga.
it's a little similar. I would
Okay.
say a little similar. Don't compare it too much, but
Okay.
it's a little similar to it. It's 5 exercises. They call it qigong in Chinese.
Okay.
That's like the standard of, well, I don't know the word standard, but that's what they group everything with Tai Chi. It's part of qigong too, and
Okay.
also in yoga. But yoga, they don't classify it. I would say that could be Indian qigong. You know,
Okay.
it's body and mind, the
Yeah.
simple way, and study principles and stuff. Sometimes I don't do the exercises every day, but I
Hmm.
try to find time to do it.
Yeah.
I did had a fitness trainer at one point, and that ain't really turn out too good. Not to a point where it was bitter, but it was like I didn't really have enough money to pay him like that, so I just kind of,
Yeah, and it's really important to find a good fit with a
yeah,
trainer or a coach. I've had a couple that I've actually stopped working with. Some of
right,
them very quickly, some of them after a week or a couple weeks. But it's really important to make sure it's a good fit and that your goals
yeah,
align. And how to coach you is very important too, because not everybody is likes to be coached in the same way, if that makes sense. So
right.
yeah,
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong, he was a good coach, but it was
yeah.
really money problems,
Hmm.
So that was the thing. So I just, he gave me some weights. I work out some weights. I'll probably like some days I'll do some curls or do some
Yeah.
squats or lunges and stuff. I even try to make it challenging with the split squats, but sometimes that's a bit intense.
Everybody hates the split squats, but I
Yeah,
actually
yeah. That's your favorite workout?
No, it's not my favorite, but I always liked
Uh,
them. I have to be careful with a lot of leg exercises now because I hurt my back a few years ago.
mm,
I tend to do my quad heavy days with a trainer,
yeah.
just so I A, have a spotter, and B, there's always someone like looking at my form and giving me feedback on, you know, maybe you shouldn't raise the weight today, Kara. Because I'm
Okay.
like, "Oh, but I can do this. And then I add a little weight and then I'm like, oh, my back, I'm out for 3 days. So, um, but yeah, I always like Bulgarian split squats.
Yeah, I mean, I see you getting busy on Instagram. You got a lot of like reels of you working out. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you moving into physique. What made you want to do women's physique, competed women's physique?
Honestly, I just love lifting weights. And several years ago, I just decided one day, because I'd been working out all these years, and even though I was like slim, I didn't really feel like I looked like I lifted weights, and I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I want that. And that's what I started working towards. And I never really thought I would do a competition. But then last year, I worked with a coach who's in Florida, is at Coy Cooper Fitness, and he helped me through a cut. I worked with him in person before he moved. He was one of the people that helped me with my back injury, but he moved, and then we worked together, and he helped me on diet. And I just needed that like accountability part,
Mm,
and he helped me through like this long cut, and I went from 175 pounds because I would bulk and cut, but I never would cut it all off, so I would keep bulking going up. And
yeah.
so I finally did a huge cut, and it was kind of crazy because after like 4 or 5 months, just random people every day that I had never met would just walk up to me in the grocery store or in the parking lot or at the gym or going on a walk around the block. And they'd be like, "Do you do MMA? Do you do CrossFit? Are you a bodybuilder? Have you ever competed?" And it was just always all these questions. And finally, I just turned to my husband and I was like, "I don't know. Do you think I should do a competition?" And he was like, "Yeah." It's like, "You should do it."
Yeah.
So I decided last year that I would do that, but because of my back injury, I feel like my legs are still behind my upper body. So
Mm,
I decided I would focus on them again. So I hired another trainer in person so I could have that spotter again, and worked on my legs all winter. And now he's coaching me. It's Scott G. He's Coach Scott G on Instagram. He
okay.
he's in my bio, but he helped me train and everything. Now he's helping with diet and cut. And I hired a posing coach, and I've had two posing coaches, and both of them told me I should be in physique. So that's why I'm in physique. I'm still kind of in shock. I didn't think I would be in physique. I thought it would be like figure maybe. I know I can't be wellness because my legs aren't big enough, but but
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm just glad I don't have to wear heels.
I
Hmm.
mean, you do have that, physique of being figure or women's physique. I think more of
Hmm.
figure. Yeah, you do have that. I mean, you,
Hmm.
you look like you could be like a natural bodybuilder. I don't know
Hmm.
that are you doing the natural bodybuilding in MPC?
Yeah, I'm doing the. I don't know if it's titled a natural show, but it's the Ronnie Coleman. I originally was going to do the WBBF, but I'm sure
Okay.
you they had to stop all their competitions and cancel due to illness in their family. So my competition was going to be May 24th, but when that was canceled, I kind of searched and decided to go with NPC because it's a good one, and they had one in Fort Worth, which isn't very far from me, on May 17th, which was only like a week sooner. So I only lost 1 week of prep that way. So that's how I ended up going to that competition.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, I heard about that. Excuse me. I heard about that with the Betty Pariso. I can't Pariso. I think she has a husband. I think
mhm.
they both kind of was working on like this organization, like more like fashion show a bit. Then
Yeah, they had some of that in there too.
yeah,
I don't know the name the woman. That might be that, but it was the
yeah,
WBBF. But my
yeah,
husband had cancer, and then
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
family member, and then he was just having lots of issues, I think, because of like the
yeah.
aftermath of the stuff. Don't quote me on that, but so they just decided to focus on health and family
Right.
first and do. which I totally agree with. I would do the same thing if I was in their shoes. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, that's what got me over to NPC. So.
How was posing for you? Really hard?
My sister-in-law did a competition a few years ago. Her name's also Kara Hardin. Surprise, surprise. She did one and did awesome, and she said she hated posing. So I was like, oh man, here we go. And at first, I wasn't really sure, but now I actually look forward to practice posing. I think it's kind of fun. So maybe it's because I'm starting to get leaner and I'm starting to able to actually see some of my muscle a little better. But I try to practice 2 to 3 times a week for like at least 40 minutes. I aim for Mondays and Fridays, and if I can, I get another one in the middle of the week. And I'm doing one 30-minute posing session a week with my posing coach at Flexi Brown on Instagram. She's also in my bio. And she's great. I love her. She's fun. She's bubbly. She's like, oh, let's try this. Let's try this. And she'll tell me like, turn your knee to the front, turn your knee to the back, turn your knee to the back. And every time I'm like, okay, I like forget every time. And she's very chill, calm, like, oh, no worries. So it's a lot. You've never posed before, like, because it's like I always forget to squeeze my glutes. I don't know why. Like, it's like you have to realize, you have to remember to squeeze every muscle and keep it squeezed while
Right.
also keep up and elbows forward and the butt back and leaning back. It's like all these little details, like you don't even know. And so it's a lot. But
Yeah.
I think it's fun. So I'm getting better and better. I've been posing for a couple months now,
Is
um, which is
what is that challenging? Is that the most challenging for you in while doing this upcoming competition?
Um, I haven't found anything super challenging yet. I mean,
Okay.
I've cut back on my lifting a little bit because, I'm eating less calories because I'm cutting. And my coach in the gym, Scott, he's warning me like, hey, as you lose weight, you need to make sure you cut back, you do higher reps, less weight, so you reduce the risk of injury. Um, but like obviously like cutting calories sucks. Like nobody likes doing that, but
Yeah.
I found years ago, I've bulk and cut many, many times on my own before this, and I know what foods I like and what worked for me. And I'm not the type of person that eats the exact same 5 meals every single day. I had a coach that wanted me to do that recently, but I was just like, this for maybe it's necessary. I don't know, but for me, I'm like, I stick to my macros. I lose weight. I look great. And then my coach in the gym right now, we're going to do a mock prep week, 5 weeks out from the show, where that week I will eat the exact same meals every day. So that will be really challenging. And I know there's a lot less carbs during that time. I think there's like zero carbs for a couple days. And then you have to play with like electrolytes and stuff too. But we do a mock prep week just to make sure you don't have any bloating or any issues like during that week, and that you look good at the end of the week. And if anything's off, we can make tweaks to the diet. And then for prep week before the competition, that will be once again eating the same meals every day for 7 days. But I don't know. I feel like the diet's probably the hardest part, but I don't, like I said, I don't mind it. I love going to the gym. I miss it when I don't go. Um, Posing, it can be challenging, but it's fun. Like, I don't know. My whole thing with this is I just want to have fun with it. So
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
try something new and have fun with it.
Yeah. It got. I know that it has to be a passion.
Mhm.
Bodybuilding. If it's not there, you're not gonna want to do it. I know that for a fact
Yeah.
because
I've
I
always loved like statistics and numbers. So I guess it's just
yeah
like a thing. I love tracking my food. I love counting macros. And I don't do it all year though. Every year I give myself several weeks off where I don't track anything. I just eat whatever I want, do whatever I want, and then I'll go back into it. But I enjoy the lifestyle quite a bit actually.
it's
Cardio, I hate cardio, but I do cardio though, just not much.
what you
So.
like about what kind of cardio do you do?
Well, I am a big believer that walking is like the most underrated exercise. Like if people just move more, it
Yeah.
will tremendously. And literally just going for a 20 to 30-minute walk a day, it not only changes your health, but your mindset. Like it just clears your head. And my
Right.
husband and I walk together almost every day, and it's time to just talk, talk about our day, reflect, and we're getting steps in and our heart rate's up. And I do a lot of walking. And of course, we walk our dogs too, but they're slow, so we usually have to walk them separate. They're tiny little Pomeranians. But and at the gym, I don't do a lot of cardio unless I just feel like it during Vulcan
Yeah.
season. So I'm like, I'm going to do the rower for warm up on shoulder day or something, and I'll just do it. And but I right now I'm just doing cardio 2 to 3 times a week for 20 minutes, and that's it. The only real point of the cardio is just to help you burn more calories as your metabolism slows. So as I continue to cut, I'll probably have to add more cardio in as we go, just to help more calorie burn there. But
Yeah, that, not too long ago, I was coming from a walk. I was walking through the park and stuff. Yeah,
mhm.
yeah. I mean, because now the weather's getting nice, so it's,
Yeah.
before you know it, it's spring. A couple of weeks. Yeah, and
Here it's gorgeous outside here. I was actually going to sit outside to do this call, but the sun was going down and it was going to be shining
yeah,
right in my eyes. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll
yeah.
go inside. But at the
So
gym, when I cardio, I just usually do stair stepper a lot. Sometimes my knees bother me, so I can't do stair stepper. But and then at home we have a Peloton that I don't know why I don't. My husband rides it like literally almost every day. He can't right now because he was in a car accident recently, um, but he loves riding the Peloton. But I'm like, oh, I guess I need to ride it at least once this week.
what's a Peloton? I'm sorry, I don't
The
really.
Peloton, it's well, the Peloton's the brand. I should have said Peloton bike. We have a Peloton bike, and it's one of
Oh,
those
okay.
where it has the screen, and you're kind of, it's almost like you're in a group exercise class
Oh,
doing,
okay. I got you. I got it. Yeah.
and it's actually a lot of fun. You can do it in your headphones or just play the music, and they have instructors there telling you what to do, and they always give you good thoughts on what you're doing and good cues to help you, power through it better and get your heart rate up. But it also has like I do love like the yoga stuff they have on there though, because you can swivel the screen and there's other types of exercises you can do, like yoga, stretching, and
Mm.
um, I haven't really done the other ones, but they do. I think they have like boxing on there and stuff like that too. But
That's
oh,
pretty cool.
do the bike rides. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Why don't we just look at your Instagram a little bit? Yeah, check it out
Okay.
because you do a lot of workouts. I mean, you have some workout videos. And can you see this right now?
Yep. There I am.
Okay. Yeah. So wow, you doing little pole
Uh,
dancing. I
Pole
see.
too. That's a different account, but I do pole about 2 to 3 hours a week. So that's
Okay.
cardio, I guess, too, and strength work. Added that in about 8 months ago just to challenge upper body strength. And I was really, the thing that surprised me the most about starting pole is I
Mm,
realized how much flexibility I had lost over the years, because even though I
right.
stretched, I just stretching enough. And just some of the moves on the pole where you have to hold it like this, I couldn't even get in position because my shoulder was just too tight. So
Mm,
I love pole because we do like yoga warm-ups. I go to ATX Pole Fitness here in Austin, and it's a great price. I do 6 classes a month on there. I can do extra classes if I want, but I love the classes where you do like tricks, where you climb. And I have a friend that does it too, and they call it pole gymnastics in his country.
yeah.
Uh, but you climb the pole, and you just all these different things you can do where you hang from your legs, which I'm still working on those. But I like the
Well,
tricks up
I'm
high.
s- I'm sure you get it. I mean, the thing I that kind of disturbs me with the guys they doing it. I mean, I get
Oh
it. It's
yeah,
exercise, but
we
it
have
don't see. Now go ahead.
it's not a we have to wear like two-piece clothing because the way you attach to the pole is with your skin. So
Right.
there's some bend on your side, and your abdomen is actually what's helping to attach you to the pole and things like that. Um, but yeah, I have a friend who he does it, and we have several men that take class there as well, and they are
Yeah.
very good. They're so good.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's just my hobby on the side.
Yeah. I know they have that it's also can be it's a sport too. I think correct me if I'm wrong. The Arnold Classic, I think they have something like that, but they have it. I think they have that as like a sport too with the pole dancing. Yeah. So
Oh, I
so
didn't
you
know
do
that.
like
That's
the
cool.
hands. Yeah. So
I
you
started
do
doing
like the
calisthenics about 7 to 8
uh,
months ago. My goal is to be able
yeah.
to do handstands and walking handstands at some point. And
Yeah.
so I do a lot of things to help with that. Like I started doing handstand push-ups, which I was so
Mm.
excited the first time I realized I could even do a handstand push-up. And
Yeah.
I I just trying to do all kinds of things with the TRX. Sometimes I use like the large inflatable balls, or um, I also use the gymnastic bars. I try
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of things to try to like help me get there. I think my next exercise for progression is to use a band around my waist and you attach it to the pull-up bar. And then, because the press to handstand is very different than just kicking up, to
Okay.
raise your legs up with control and strength is incredibly hard and compared to just kicking up. And
Right.
so that's the goal. I want to be able to raise
Do
into
you
it with,
do you work on your flexibility? Because I know you
I do.
also have that. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to try to do. I mean, I would do like the handstands on the wall and all that stuff, and do
Yeah, I'm still on the
handstand
wall most
push-ups.
of the time. I'm afraid to get
Yeah.
away from the wall because I don't know, I'm just afraid if the wall's not there to catch me and I like my legs go wrong, I'm afraid it's going to hurt my back because that back injury I
Uh,
had. So I've been
why
kind of
don't you?
just like wall so I can still catch myself if I need to, but
Why don't you
yeah.
step away a little bit from like a little inch from off the wall?
I
You
do. I've been
know.
doing that.
Oh,
I
okay.
started
All right.
I had what I called my goals workout day, and every
Yeah.
Saturday I just worked goals, which was handstands and muscle ups at the time, which I never achieved muscle ups. I gave up on that for a little bit, um, but I realized that just doing it one day a week wasn't enough, and I
Yeah.
also had a rest day. I didn't have enough rest days every week, so I just started doing 15 minutes prior to every workout every day. I do balance work, handstands, things like this, um, to try to help with that.
Mhm. What inspires you to work out?
I don't know. I like challenging myself with new tasks, new hard things. Pull-ups.
Mm.
This one, I want to do pull-ups so bad. I don't know. I just get this drive in me to do something, and it's like that's my new goal. And it took me 9 months to be able to do one pull-up, doing it twice a
Mm.
week. That's how long it
How
took
many
me.
can you do now?
I was at 13 body weight,
That's good.
but and
That's
then
good.
I can 25 pounds and do 8 with 25 pounds, but I've cut that back because now that I'm cutting, I think my max is like 10 with body weight because you get a
Yeah.
little weak cutting. But after I'm done cutting, my body weight will be lighter, and once I start eating maintenance again, I'll probably hop back up to 13 or maybe even higher because I'll be pulling less weight. You know, I'll probably be
Yeah.
about 20 lighter.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Like how many but you do like two sets of pull-ups and
I
okay.
usually do 3 to 4. I kind of change it up every week. I usually will do at least one set of body. I usually do hanging first just to warm up my shoulders, and I like to do monkey
Yeah.
bars to kind of get movement in there. And then after I've done the monkey bars and kind of hanging for a minute, then I'll do body weight pull-ups. And then if I feel like adding weight, I'll add weight after that. I like to play around with the type of pull-up where you pull and shift, and then doing oh, what's this grip called? Like the where you pull side to side with the pull-ups. I've
Mm.
been trying to
I think I
think.
know what you're talking about. I think
I think
somebody
it's called
kind of
mixed grip. What they call it.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean that's good that you was consistent on doing the pull-ups. You
Hmm.
know, that's not very easy to do. So yeah, I can imagine. So yeah. Yeah, I noticed that you
Oh, this is
also
my
had like a weight loss.
weight loss
I
journey.
was
Yeah.
about to, yeah, yeah. Like, how was that for you? Like, just like losing, like, because I know that I seen the before pictures, and you
Uh-huh.
was. I don't know if I could say huge for a woman. I don't. You,
No, it's fine.
okay.
I think it happens, and it happens to men and women, but we have children, and I didn't plan to have my two children so close together, but when you have,
Yeah.
it's kind of like twins, but they were 14 months apart and they were on different schedules. So I don't know. I just, if they were eating Cheez-Its, I was eating Cheez-Its. The other wasn't like, I just didn't have really time for myself. And with each
Mm,
pregnancy, I lost all the pregnancy weight afterwards, but then eventually gained it back. Um, just through not caring for myself and just putting all of my care towards my children and my family and working full time. And finally, at one point, I just decided enough is enough. And I kind of, like everybody says, they looked in the mirror and they didn't like what they saw. So I didn't
yeah,
feel healthy. I was winded easily. And so I just decided I was going to make a change and join the gym and started doing a group class 3 times a week at like 8 a.m. Um, and then that's where it sparked from. It took me a year and 3 months to lose 75 pounds. I went from like 210 pounds to, I think it was 145 or something, or one somewhere like that. Yeah. But,
how long ago was this?
about what year is this? This is 2025. I think I started in 20, no, it's 2014. So it's been 11 years. Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. And then for them 14 years, you was just consistent on working out.
Yeah, everybody calls it a journey, and that really is what it is. Everybody just has to find their thing, like what motivates them, what they like to do. And for some people, it's not weightlifting. For some people, it's boxing. For some people, it's jump rope, you know. As long as you're being active and doing something, it's better than nothing, you know. And for me, it
Right,
just uh being weightlifting. I did love
right.
teaching. Sometimes I think about teaching a core class again or something just because I really loved that class. Was kind of hard, that core class I taught, and I really liked it. But I'm just like, ugh, to have to get certified again and learn the choreography and then teach it every week on top of all this. I just don't think I could do it right now. But,
Mm. How long did it take you to do the to be a teacher and stuff?
well, like I said, I wanted to do the body pump, which was the choreographed weightlifting, but they didn't need that at the
Right.
gym at the time. And I did have two personal trainer certs and the Livestrong cert at that time. And so the gym said that they would pay for me to get certified in CX Works, which was the core class. Um, if I taught, I think I had to teach like at least once a week for a year or so, like average like that for a while. And so I did that, so I could at least be certified in one format and start teaching. And then the next year they paid for me to do the Les Mills format, which basically you have to go to, I don't think you have to go to a class now, but used to you would have to physically go to a class that was several days long and you
Mm,
had to teach you how to talk to the class and how to motivate them and make sure you're having good form with your weightlifting. And there's usually a lot of challenges in there. When I did the core class for
mm-hmm.
certification, the plank for 5 minutes twice
Mm,
in one. I didn't think I could do it, and I actually did it. And that was the whole exercise, though, is we had a partner, and they had to coach us through it to hold the plank for the full 5 minutes.
mm,
And but we had to do it twice, and I don't know how I did it, but I did.
mm.
I don't think I'll ever
Yeah.
do that again.
Mm. What like Liam Douglas? How did you hooked up with him?
Well, this is my friend Skandar. He's in Kazakhstan. He also does pole. He's my friend that does pole.
Okay.
He does photography a lot, and Liam is one of his photographers while he was here in the U.S. for a little bit. And
Right.
so we did this shoot together, trying to do balance poses, and it kind of ended up being funny because it was us just like falling most of the time. Um, and then now I've done some. I did a new photo shoot with Liam last weekend. Actually, I put some of those in my stories, but yeah, he did like a Viking themed photo shoot for me too recently,
Yeah.
like
It
10
looks
days.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Was you nervous at times, like when your first time doing it?
For the photo shoot?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was fine. Liam's a really
Okay.
cool guy. His website is Liam Liam Douglas Photography.com.
Okay.
He has a really cool eye. Like I went in and he wanted me to come in this time because he wanted to do like some old school glamour shot type photos. And I was like, sure, I'm down.
Right.
So he's going to do some photos for me as well before the competition. Once I get really lean, I'm just going to go in and hit the poses and he's going to take some photos for me. But I came in and he was like, there's this photo I want to do, but I'm not going to tell you what it is because you'll think it's weird. And I was like, okay, fine. And so we did it. It actually ended up being like this really cool photo. It's in my stories. Actually, it might just be in my highlights now because I haven't posted the photo shoot yet because I didn't get all the photos. But
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Some camp theory. I tried P90X back in the day, and it scared me away from working out. Kara's discipline is inspiring. Kudos. Okay.
I've done P90X before too.
I don't know what that
Puzzle.
is. Like,
P90X is like a workout program you do at home. There was another one my husband and I did too called, I think it was called T25, I think it stood for
mm,
25 minutes or something like that. And you do a workout plan where you do certain workouts for like 25 minutes every day. And P90X is 90-minute workouts, I think. And I just remember the T25 one. There was so much jumping around on your toes that like my calves were like burning by the end. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is
yeah.
a crazy calf workout.
No, I never took it to that level. All I just was like doing is probably calisthenics. I've done some yoga, did tai chi, or did the stuff I'm doing now,
Mhm.
um, and that's it. I don't, yeah, I never,
Yeah, it's all just about finding what works best for you. I always tell people though, like strength training isn't for everyone, but if you can at least get like some band work in there or just like maybe 1 or 2 days a week, throw some
yeah,
weights around, doesn't even have to be super heavy. Just because I don't know. I do a lot of research on things like this. I just find it interesting. Everybody's always telling me you should read a book that's like a story, but I instead I'm reading a book about female hormones and exercise and listening to podcasts about exercise. Like it's just like my thing. But I learned more and more that like muscle is like it's what helps you live longer. It's what helps you not get injured. It's what helps you, I mean, think about what you can do with if you're stronger, when you get
right,
older. Like it really
right,
helps you better and live a fuller, better life. And something that I'd never thought of before is I was reading this thing the other day, and it was saying that a lot of people that only run usually end up having injuries, and it's because
yeah,
they
that's
don't
true.
cross train with strength training, and they end up getting something called runner's knee a lot of time, and it's because their muscles aren't strong or and supportive, so their knees moving correctly while they run. Whereas if they were doing strength training just a couple days a week on top of running, they probably wouldn't have had that issue.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I remember last I was talking to someone, and they were saying that their mother was kind of going through, certain challenges, like because she wasn't she did like aerobics, but she
hmm
never did like strength training, and she's starting
hmm
to understand that lifting weights is
hmm
it's a good option for it. I
hmm
think I think where I'm going with it, do people criticize you like looking muscular also?
Actually, starting the Instagram, I started it. Well, I guess it's about almost a year ago. I started the Instagram before, but I didn't actually like post to it publicly. I started that around March of last year, and I always kind of wondered like, what kind of comments am I gonna get? Like, what I have had like no issues. Like everyone is so kind and supportive, and I've actually been really surprised. There's been nothing, and all I get in real life are compliments. I had the one friend that was jealous and, would make her comments, but, I was just like, you know what? This friendship's not for me anymore. So,
Yeah, yeah,
but every friend I've had, my husband, my kids, everybody is just very supportive and it's been amazing. So I hear stories all the time about people that are like that, but I personally have never experienced it.
yeah.
So.
Are your friends planning to go on or go on a show like to your upcoming show?
Yeah, they're all saying they're gonna be there with my Viking logo on. I should have wore a shirt, but here you can see it on my phone. But I switched my Instagram to Viking Queen Strong and started my plan is to start making merch to sell with my logo on it and then
Yeah, that's cool.
take the profit from it and let it build up and then start giving away free gym memberships to people that can't afford it. So that's
Yeah,
my goal with the Viking Queen merch. But so they plan to all be there wearing my Viking Queen gear at the
that's
competition.
good. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Why Viking Queen? If I can ask you that question.
Yeah, definitely. So when I started my Instagram, I just titled it Kara's Gym Journal because that's literally what it was. I was just making a reel every day of my workouts, and I would just kind of journal in the what I did that day, what hurt, what didn't, what I'm trying next time, like blah blah blah, you know. And I started doing it because so many people would ask me all the time, "Well, what is it you do? What is it you do in the gym?" They want to know, and so now I can just say, "Well, here, look at my Instagram," right? But as I kept going through and doing it, it just I don't know, Kara's gym journal seemed kind of lame. I was like, and um, and I did a 23andMe DNA testing, and in the 23andMe, it came back. They have DNA samples for tons of Vikings, like that. I
Hmm.
guess they found at some point, and they have the DNA for these Vikings, and I matched every single one of them. So I was like, I'm a Viking. So I thought that was really
It's
cool.
cool.
And then my husband, he calls me his queen. He's like Queen Hardin. So I'm the queen of the household. So I'm Viking Queen. And
Makes
then
sense.
of course, Viking Queen's already taken on Instagram, and it's a
Yeah.
lifting. I put the word strong on there, but
Oh,
so
okay. All right. Yeah. I remember I watched a movie called The North. It was related to Vikings back in the
hmm
days, and
hmm
it had like supernatural type of mythology. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah,
yeah.
it was almost like what was it was almost like Conan the Barbarian, where the villain the heroes and he wanted to avenge his family, and he became a slave to kind of infiltrate the
hmm
I think it was his uncle or something like that. That was the bugged out thing.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, and his mother married the uncle. That was crazy. Yeah, and yeah,
I don't
so
know if I saw that one. We watched a
yeah,
lot of Viking
it
like
came
stuff.
it came out in theaters a couple of years ago. It was good. It was a bit brutal, but it was good. It was good. That it had a powerful ending where I don't want to give it up, but it was I like this. It was like he was kind of watched over by like supernatural entities.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Cool.
But like I don't know if it's early for me to ask you this. Is it do you know how long you plan to compete?
Well, I'm doing this competition in May, obviously. And then I was telling my coach Scott at the gym, I was like, well, if I'm going to get all lean and do one, I might as well do two, right?
Yeah,
So there's another one in Austin, which I haven't signed up for that one yet. So that's not official. But depending on how I do with the first one, because I'm going to take the judges' feedback and like see where they think I'm at. I might go ahead and do a second one just because it's about a month and a half later, I think. So, because I'm already going to be lean and everything. So, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I was actually chatting with my sister-in-law through text about it today. I was like, this is so expensive. It's like ridiculous
yeah,
how
yeah,
expensive. Because yeah, you've got your gym membership and your supplements, and you're buying a ton of meat because you're eating high protein and stuff. But you start having, you pay for your coach at the gym, and then you're
yeah.
paying for like
It's a lot.
nutrition,
Yeah,
paying posing coach weekly, and I didn't realize how expensive posing is, and I have to do it every week to make sure I'm on point, or I'm going to practice
yeah,
things wrong. And a lot of people say you can have a great physique, but if you don't pose right, you're not going to
yeah.
make it,
It's
you
true.
know?
Yeah, it's
So
true.
got to do the posing and then the competition. You have to become a member of the NPC before, like a
Mm,
registered athlete. So you have to pay for that. And then you have to pay for the competitions and you have to pay for each one. And I'm doing two. I'm doing true novice, which means I've never competed before
yeah,
in physique. And then I'm also doing masters in physique, which means I'm like older. I'm older than 40. So in masters, I'll compete with people that have competed before. But so you got that, and then you got to pay for your hotel, and then the suit is just ridiculously expensive too. I have shopped around for months on suits, and I finally just decided I'm just gonna order it. I actually have an appointment to order my suit tomorrow morning at 9 with a consultant through I think they're called Angel Competition Bikinis is where I'm getting mine
yeah,
from. But yeah, I mean, I get it. The suits are expensive because they are covered in rhinestones and they like hand place each one. It's got to be
yeah,
measured exact to your body. And, um, but then, so you got the hotel and you've got that, and then you have to pay for the spray tanning while you're there and your hair and makeup. And the spray tan just for the competition is what I pay for. You would pay for like 2 months of spray tan, like unlimited. So it's like, it's all a markup and it's just so crazy. So I'm just kind of like, this is really expensive. Like, I don't know if I can keep doing
yeah,
this. But
yeah. They call it a poor man's sport, like it's an
yeah,
expensive hobby and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
But we'll see. My
yeah.
coach Scott, he's like, once you get on stage, you're gonna love it. You're gonna keep doing it. So we'll see. We'll see
Did
how it goes.
did
I guess I'll have a suit at that point, so I can just wear the same suit again.
did you ever thought about? I don't know. I'm just out there. Did you ever thought about doing like natural bodybuilding? I don't know. Like the
Uh,
organization, they
I
got
haven't
they it's
that one. I originally was just like I said, I've never competed before. I know nothing about
yeah,
it,
yeah,
and
yeah,
my coach are like telling me stuff about it, and I was gonna go to my coach Scott's competition. He was going to do one I think in December, but he ended up not being able to do it. So I still haven't even like been to a competition. So I've been trying to like
yeah.
watch videos online and watch posing videos and things and just try to learn more about how it works.
Right.
Um, but
Is there like any bodybuilder that stands out to you?
well, I follow a bunch of women on Instagram, but Um, there's one that I love her. Her Instagram is the Real Donut Queen,
Yeah,
and she
yeah, I
she looks
know.
amazing. I think she competes in figure though, but I look at her and I'm like, gosh, she just looks so good. Like I don't know,
Yeah,
but I love her because after she competes, she like eats donuts.
yeah,
But
yeah. I don't know
yeah,
how she does that. Like, like have that body and eat donuts. I mean,
well,
I don't know.
you can
Maybe
do it. You just gotta, you can't do it too much.
moderate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But and then I do love I follow several CrossFit girls. I always loved CrossFit. I thought it was super cool. I'm not like a huge follower of the sport, but I have a lot of respect for them.
yeah,
I've tried, it's not for me, but I
right.
think it's here in Austin, Texas, CrossFit, they work out in a gym with fans and garage doors up. And it's like 105, 110 degrees outside. And I just, like, I get headaches. I'm going to pass out. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe my body adapt over time, but it just doesn't feel healthy for like my body. Like, I don't know. I don't think I could
Where
work out in that heat like that.
where you at? I mean, they have a lot of bodybuilders. Like, they
Hmm.
have a lot of bodybuilding shows too. Yeah, I've talked to yes, to a few like bodybuilders. Now I don't know to say few. Like I've talked to this is bodybuilder. Her name is Brittany Parrish. She's a pro. She turned
Hmm.
pro maybe like last year or so. It's another bodybuilder. Her name is Hannah Hussein. Another young lady. She started out a novice and yeah, like this was like a couple of months ago. Yeah,
Hmm.
I was talking to one. Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
but there's a lot of bodybuilders that's in where you at. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty popular in the Austin area. Austin tends to be a pretty active city. We don't live in Austin anymore. We moved a couple years ago to just outside of Austin, but I mean, you go to Town Lake, it is always crowded with people running and walking and
Mm,
kayaking and biking. And I mean, it's just people are very active here. It blows my mind because I traveled to another state. I won't say where, but I went there one time. My friend was doing travel nursing. And so I went there to go to this ball with her, this Mardi Gras type ball thing. And she she was telling me, she goes, I went to a it was like a potluck event or something, and she brought like a green bean casserole, I think she said. So it wasn't even like a super healthy food. And she said like no one would eat it because it had green beans in it. It was just crazy like how different it is other places, like how people like don't even really eat vegetables and fruits, and like that's not normal for them. And they
Mm,
don't understand like taking the stairs versus the elevator and parking in the back of the parking lot to get your steps and
mm.
stuff. And it's very different.
Yeah.
It's even, I
This
feel
is
like
where
here
you're from? This is where you're at?
in Austin, yeah, people are pretty
Yeah.
active here. I'm not from
Oh.
here originally. I was born in California, and then but I lived most of my life. My whole family's from Texas, but I've lived in Texas since I was in fourth grade, and I grew up in
Mm.
a small called Weatherford, Texas, which is where I met my
Yeah.
husband.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, look, what I wanted to ask you something. Yeah, I wanted to share that. I went to recently. I went to a bodybuilding show here, well, in East Coast. It was
Hmm.
in Atlantic City, and it's the OCB show, the Double Down, and they had and they had like people with that was supporting the bodybuilders. You know,
Hmm.
I was like next to like a group, and they was cheering for this guy, and every time they would mention his name, they would go wild and crazy stuff. They start
Hmm.
screaming, yeah, yeah, like that. Yeah. So I mean, it was pretty good. They had the bikini, they had the men's physique, and I think the body, and yeah, because they were like people that were like masters. I think like over 40, like that. Yeah, but it
Hmm.
was a good show. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably check it out. Like if they have like a OCB natural show, like where you're
Hmm.
at, yeah, check it out because
Yeah, I
it's
want to go.
cheap.
Need to go just watch one, like as a
Yeah,
participant, like
yeah,
participant
yeah,
and so my goal in the next couple months is to go see one. So
yeah.
before I actually am
Spectator.
in.
Yeah, be like a spectator.
Hmm.
I started going really like last year, like in May. I went like the
Hmm.
New York Pro was my first one, and then somebody told me about the OCB because I was talking to a couple of them, and I wasn't sure like where would they have like an OCB and then right alley, here in Brooklyn, and I went. Yeah, I met like well, I didn't actually meet her, but we seen each other, and I got the
Hmm.
chance to talk with her and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, it was cool. So yeah, yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So yeah. I mean, I wish you the best on your first competition. Yeah. I
Thanks.
mean, yeah.
I'm
Is there
excited.
like is there anything you wanna tell the viewers?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm just gonna.
Well, you could leave it like
I, I'm
that.
I'm gonna say if there's something you want to try or do, you should go for it because
Yeah.
you never promise tomorrow. And I was actually talking to, there was some teenagers like 17 years old. They were like posing in, like when I practice posing at the gym, I usually do it in our group classroom when there's no classes going on because there's lots of
Yeah.
space, like as a stage. And so I can kind of practice in front of the mirror and then look away from the mirror. And these kids are in there practicing, and so I was like, "Oh, are y'all gonna do a competition?" They're like, "Oh, I don't know," like, and I was like maybe someday, I don't know, maybe next year. And so I just told him, I was like, just do it next year because like if you don't do it, then you never will do it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I almost didn't do this one. I was talking to my coach at one point, and I was just worried that my lower body was like too far behind my upper body, and it was just going to be pointless to go. And he was like, no, 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 no. He's like, you need to go. You need to hear their feedback. It'll help you get better, and have the experience. And he's right. You should experience it. You should try new things. So
Yeah.
that's what I was
Yeah.
hoping.
Thank you for that. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Well, let me leave you alone, and good luck to you in May. And you want
Thank you.
to
Appreciate
come back? If you want to come back and talk about it, yeah, I'm all
it. Okay,
ears.
absolutely. Be happy to.
All
Yeah,
right.
tell you all the ins and outs of what I learned.
Okay. Cool. All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, and follow Kara in her journey.
Thank you.